This is the new Alliance Delta Travel Trailer, 26RB, and we want to show you some of the amazing things that they've done with this travel trailer. So walking into this living space, the first thing that I've noticed is obviously the giant roominess of this area. They have fantastic seating. One of the things that I especially like about it is it's not electric. So it's manual, just pull it, push it, and it's super comfy. Yeah, this is great. Nice little storage area for your remotes. You always know where those are. Cup holders here, a smaller one, larger cup holder here, and it does have a USB and light controllers for these above lights. And they really have you covered because they have USB here, one in each side, and then your light switch for these overhead lights is on this wall right here. These are super nice. It's kind of like a fabric on the outside and vinyl on the inside, so I'm sure there's a lot of, you know, heat repelling that they do. And
yeah, they're actually white on the outside, right? So they, it's definitely, and I like the feel of those. I like the cloth feel of those.
Nice valances, you know, not anything too crazy with fabric, so that's nice. They have a really nice entertainment area. You can see the TV. I don't know what size it is. What would you guess?
I'm going to say probably 32 or something like that.
You have some nice storage area above. You have great pull-out roomy shelving below. Hey, you know, you could probably use this as a desk if you needed to.
Yeah, and that's really interesting because a lot of places would just give you that as a big open space and maybe a shelf that either is adjustable or not, but having those slide outs is actually really, really cool. 2
sliding shelves, additional storage in the bottom. Well, I take that back. A little bit of storage, and then you have your panel, your fuse panel.
Of course, Alliance does the color-coded wires, which is pretty unique in the industry and can be very helpful in troubleshooting stuff.
Over into the kitchen area, you have, I believe it was a 12 cubic foot refrigerator, 12 volt.
It's really good to see travel trailers and fifth wheels now really starting to move over to the 12 volt. We have a residential
Come around here.
And it's worked well. But having a 12 volt is great because you don't have to worry about the inverter power.
You know?
Hey, what's for dinner? Apparently nothing.
I need to go to the store. Well, right away, the first thing that I've noticed is the extension of the countertop. I mean, who doesn't need more countertop when you're traveling and living, well, I don't know, traveling in an RV. This nice extension pull out. It's a double control.
You may be the first one, babe. You may be the first one to ever get that done.
But you have a really nice big single sink, which I love, versus the divided sink. I know some people don't like that. Personally, I like that. A lot of storage over here. And I do like the look that they have, they've given with this. It's not glass.
And it's plexiglass.
It's
so
plexiglass, yeah.
That's perfect for that.
So roomy shelving, it goes all the way back. Additional storage, of course, here.
You know what's really cool about this too, and you don't see it from here, but you do see a kind of a hood here. However, this is actually a microwave that's vented outside.
Oh, that's super nice. So this microwave, it's not giant, but who needs a giant microwave, right? It's plenty big to heat leftovers or whatever you need to heat. 3-burner gas stove cooktop.
I happen to like propane. I like cooking on propane. I like cooking on gas, and I think continuing to have that is good. And you've got a little bit of stove there. I guess it's a gray stone, so it's not quite as nice as the one in the Paradigm.
Yeah.
It's probably like the one in the Avenues, and I think that's suitable. It's a nice cast iron grates.
See, I'm not even sure how to work these, but
that becomes your backsplash.
Backsplash right here. But this is actually super nice.
Yeah, they have a backsplash anyway, so a lot of places will actually, a lot of RV manufacturers will use that fiberglass just as the backsplash and just have traditional wallboard. So having a backsplash behind that is great.
Nice oven. I mean, you can't cook a turkey in there, but who would expect to, right? This is one of the things that I think is super genius.
Who doesn't have trash?
Pull out. Well, the great thing is, where are you going to put a trash can? Yeah. So they've, maximized the space, and
it still gave you some nice drawers.
You still have plenty of drawer space.
Oh, guess what?
Look how fancy.
You got a divider in there for your utensils right there as well.
That's perfect. Double your drawer space right there. And then a nice for pots and pans underneath. A nice U-shaped dinette, and it's not too big, not too small. The nice thing too, of course, is it lowers and fits on these braces and makes into a bed space, which, hey, both of the grandkids could actually sit here or sleep here. Nice storage underneath. You want to come get a closer look?
Well, I can kind of see from here. If I get down that low, I might not be able to get back up. But I would say, just maybe a suggestion, maybe having some pull-outs in there would be great. Because getting on your hands and knees and trying to pull stuff out of there may be difficult.
Well, the problem for me is I'd put stuff down in there, and who knows when I'd ever be able to access it again.
It's like a time capsule. Until you sell the RV, that's when you discover that it's actually, there's still stuff there. All right, can we move to the man's domain now? Because this is important stuff right now.
That would be behind you.
That'd be behind. This is a man's domain right here. So it's not a garage. I don't want you to get all excited about it because it is a 26 RB, and the RB stands for rear bathroom. So let's check this out, because this is actually larger than our Paradigms, our 310's bathroom. And it's amazing. I know there's other floor plans out there like this. So we'll try and show some of the differences and uniqueness in here. And I'm not sure it's super unique, but it's but there's a combination of this and that I think is probably unique. But let's take a look in here as well. So now we're talking about a bathroom in a travel trailer, and you got to look at the shower, because I'm 6'2", and you got to make sure that you fit in here. So let's step in here, and so I definitely fit. I've got plenty of headroom, you can see in here, and it's definitely getting some sun through here on this. Although I noticed that these things really don't radiate a lot of heat, so that's not too bad. So this looks funny because the shower rod bar here is kind of right in my way, but you got plenty of space in here. So I'm not a fan of these necessarily, but I think most travel trailers have them. A nice one piece would be good, and this we'd probably want to upgrade that as well. But definitely sizable here, and no issue with me taking a shower at all. Looks like we got pretty good storage here. It's not, we don't have doors on them, but it's an open storage area, but plenty of room to put towels and things like that in there, wash rags and whatnot, and stuff to maintain the black tank like we do. So good enough storage right over here. And again, you got this big back window with that same valance and shade that we saw. And I really do like that material. On the wall you have the control for the hot water heater. It's not lit up because there's no water in the hot water tank here at this point, but just a nice size vanity. In fact, again, going back to the Paradigm, it is for ours anyway, in the 310, it is actually larger than the vanity that we have. And we've got pretty good storage down here. Pam's going to demonstrate. Lots of storage and shelves, and
look at these 3 giant drawers.
And we got 3 giant drawers, which again are bigger than our Paradigm. But then again, it's just one of those things that a compromise of which size trailer you want. Countertop space is huge, as Pam said, and you've got an AC outlet right there, not USB, but an AC outlet as well. And a huge medicine. I'd stand up, but then I'd be in the video again.
Double-sided.
Just
think how much stuff I could put in this.
I know, and it would all be bouncing around because it's at the rear of the trailer. But that is beautiful. Just a lot of storage. And again, I'm going to say that more storage that's in a bathroom that's in our Paradigm. Well, not much to say about this, but it is a toilet. It is porcelain and it is soft close. I'm not sure which one that is. We have a Dometic 310. I don't think that's what it is, but plenty of space to do your business there. And we are a fan of bidets, and so at least you do have space. You could put a bidet in here as well. And of course, you can see down there, as usual, Alliance puts in stops at every one of the points that you do have a faucet or a water source. So not to steal an idea from another person that does RV reviews, and you know who he is when he sits in a place like this, but I got to believe this is awesome. And if this is not a man's domain right here, I don't know what is, because when you're sitting here, and you'd have to do this when nobody else is in the trailer, of course, when you sit here, guess what else you see?
What other travel trailer can you sit on the toilet and watch TV? So just off the living space, of course, you have the bedroom. One thing that I do like that they use are these shepherd hook latches. I like that a lot better than the bungee cord type. But welcome to the bedroom. It's an RV queen size bed, and you do have some storage underneath, which they've accommodated for, you know, as much good use as possible with this little sliding door. And it's actually a lot of space to walk around, and most importantly, good space to change the sheets. This would be so easy. They have great storage. Either side of here are the same, but these are removable shelves, and you have hanging space, so you can choose how you want to use it. They have drawer space on both sides. And this is pretty cool too. They've added this little lift up top so you can.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
So,
that's really
you know,
nice.
in the Paradigms, they have the now not so secret space in the dresser. So this is the new not so
Oh, and
secret
look,
space.
you can use this space as a chair.
That's awesome.
That's perfect.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So that's probably, my guess is it would be nice to have storage underneath there. A special feature that's on the outside restricts that, but we're going to show you that here in just a minute.
Yeah, another thing that they have, obviously on both sides, they have USB and electric. And then these nice little reading lights on both sides. And additional storage. And I don't know if you can see that very well inside, but it's a fair amount of space.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
pretty deal. That's awesome.
So when you combine, you know, the hanging on either or both sides, this, and then what you have under the bed, these drawers, that's pretty good space. So they have two of the Coleman Mac ACs.
Yeah, so
This one is just the bedroom.
they've got one, and they've got another one here. And this is standard, by the way. So it's standard with Alliance on this travel trailer, getting two ACs, much like in the Paradigms, you get three. The two is definitely sizable. Now it looks like there is a bit of ducting in here.
It goes into the bathroom.
Yeah, we were actually in this rig at the rally, and it was really warm. And they had these two ACs running, and it was freezing cold in here. So definitely enough capacity for that. This is the inside of the 26 RB. So let's.
I actually love it.
Yeah, it's a great.
Should we downsize now?
You know, if you weren't a full timer or most timer, this actually would be a great travel trailer to you know, for weekends or, you know, week long, couple long week trips. This would be perfectly sized. We'll go through the specs here in just a minute, but let's show you the outside. So we showed you the inside of the 26 RB, and it's pretty awesome in there. A lot of unique features like we talked about before, but what's also unique is some of the stuff on the outside. So first off, one of the things I do want to show you, and we know this is unique in this industry, is we know that fifth wheels have drop frame frames. Have you ever seen a trailer with a drop frame? And what the benefit is it gives you tons of space down here. And let me just kind of
Hey,
what the heck are you doing down there?
how's it going?
I don't know, but I noticed a lot of things down here. So if you can kind of walk us through that, that would be awesome.
Yeah, so something that's really cool in the Delta is the fact that we put so much stuff in the access panel for you to actually be able to use it on the outside. So something we heard from consumers is they wanted to be able to control the awning from the outside of the coach. So now we allow you to do that.
That's
There
awesome.
can be a button that will bring it in or out from here, so you don't have to be inside, worry about hitting a tree. You can also do it on the slides, which we'll touch on when we get to the other side.
Do you want to get out of there now?
Yeah.
It's a little unfair.
It's getting comfy.
All right, so you couldn't recognize them in there, but you probably recognize them some of the Alliance videos that they've done. But this is Chandler Ellsworth, part of the sales organization here at Alliance, and we appreciate him coming out there and doing this, and especially getting into the coffin box over here. So we're going to walk you through the outside and tell you about some of the key features and unique features of the Delta. And sorry about the sunglasses, but man, it's really bright out here.
Bright.
I'm looking forward to that awning. So where do you want to start?
Well, we can always start, again, open up this pass-through. It's truly massive. You know, I have to make the test. If I don't fit in the pass-through storage, it's not big enough. But there's a lot of cool features that you'll see on this side as well as the other side. We've already touched on the awning control. You have charger ports here for USB-C as well as USB-A. And then you'll have a spray port here, which is really cool. There's gonna be 3 spray ports around the entire coach. One here, one on the off door side, and one in the rear. And they're all gonna be able to be temperature controlled with the mixer that's on the other side.
Yeah, and that's really great, because in our paradigm, we do have hot and cold water on the non-camp side and just a cold water spray port on the camp side. And so it's nice to have that. So if you wanted to wash your dog either side, you've got water for hot and cold water on both sides.
Absolutely. And the last thing I want to point out is that all Deltas are going to come with this folding table. It's a 6-foot folding table. Normally when you're packing stuff, you throw the table on the bottom and you pack all your stuff on top. But the table's the first thing you need out. So we put it so you can store it up there. It stays in place. You can pull it out and then set up all your camping stuff ready to go, which is really, really nice when you're packing up.
Yeah, I think some of the storage, and you'll see another feature here in just a second about just, even though this is really industry-leading storage size, on a camper of this size, the way they've actually done some other things to be able to not take up that space with commonly used items in camping are pretty important. So, well, good. Let's kind of walk around. Before we do a lot of that, maybe we'll talk about some specifications, because it's, you know, it is a smaller travel trailer. It's definitely feature rich, but I know this is about 29.7 feet long, and it's not that tall. So we have a fifth wheel. We're 13.4. We have to watch bridges, and I think this is about 11 and change, right? Yep. That's about right. I think dry weight is about 61 to 6,200 pounds. Gross weight's about 8,200 pounds. And you've actually got really sizable tanks in here. I think 45 45 black, 45 fresh, and 90 gallons of gray. And so that's pretty massive for a travel trailer of this size.
Absolutely.
Good. Let's walk around here, and we got a couple things. I mean, standard furnace, right?
Yep.
But this is very, very new as well.
Yep. So the Furrion on-demand water heater. So again, that's going to help with the mixers on the outside for all the spray ports, but also on the inside, giving you water at the temperature you want right away. It's pretty awesome to have that.
Yeah.
And now you'll start to see that on our avenues as well. So something really, really cool. I love this. So normally in your travel trailers, the dead space under your fridge, nobody uses that space. So we've actually incorporated, well, you stole it. Normally there's going to be a big pull-out grill and griddle, and it's truly, truly massive.
We saw it. We did see it.
Probably the clip. Yeah.
Yeah, we did see it. So that is sure. Yeah. So we'll have to make sure we put locks on that next time, so nobody takes it. But it's a Greystone grill combination, so that's gonna be good. Goodyear Endurance tires, and that's really an upgrade from a lot of things, a lot of tires that you would normally get from a travel trailer.
It's the same tires we use on the Avenues, to put that in perspective. So they're truly, really beefed up tires for the Delta series.
Yeah, and I think for the new people that are buying a trailer for the first time or so, you know, that's a thing that makes contact with the ground. So definitely pay attention to that, because a lot of, you know, trailer companies will give you the cheapest tires possible, and so it just gets them, you know, out of the factory. But these are truly, and I think they're E-rated tires as well. So you're going to get good use of those. But obviously, we always recommend using the TPMS for that.
Yeah.
All right, good. Nice, and this is not a mistake. Nice black door and plexi,
nice.
Very modern and sleek, and can't see into it.
You can see out.
I hope you can see out of it.
It's really, really
All right,
cool.
great. Let's walk around back.
So coming to the back, you probably notice how absolutely massive this ladder is. It's wide, it's steel, it holds a lot of weight. It's rated for 300 pounds. And the reason why it's so wide is because we wanted to have a dual purpose. So not only do you have the spray port back here, so when you're spraying off kids, you can do that. This also acts as a drying rack. So it's 18 inches wide, which is the same width as a towel rack. So you can put your beach towels on here or some clothes, let them air dry. You're able to do that here. So we have the dual purpose. So again, saving all the space and utilizing as much as we can.
Yeah, that's great. And I noticed that you've got a trailer hitch down here, which a lot of travel trailers don't come with. And it's actually about the same as the fifth wheel. So 300 pounds capacity on that for your weight. 50 amp coach, and so the reason for that, as we talked about, there's 2 air conditioners in here, and so I think I mentioned earlier that we saw this first at the Alliance Rally, and it was a pretty hot day. It was probably 90, 91 there, and they had this thing going, the 2 air conditioners, and it was freezing cold there, but it was great to know that you can kind of keep that very cold.
Yeah.
All right. pre-wired for camera. We do see that up there, so that's a good thing. And let's kind of walk on this side. Sorry, there's going to be some. These are the biggest propane tanks that I think I've ever seen on a travel
These
trailer.
all fit in that storage container now.
I'm not sure that's an option. Probably shouldn't be.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the slide, because this is actually pretty unique as well.
Yeah, so slide mechanics, so you're going to use an electronic rack and pinion for this. So a little different than cable slides and whatnot. Just a lot more consistent, and it's works hand in hand with those flush floor slides, because that's why we're able to do that using that more powerful system.
Yeah, Alliance does use all flush floor slides, and so if you think about the mechanics of that, lifting that floor up and over as it comes in requires a lot more torque than some standard slide mechanisms can offer. So having that capability is key to give you the reliability and making sure that slide does come in when you're leaving the campsite. All right, we've got some more storage over here.
Yep, so again, this is a little bit of storage that you normally don't see. Once you flip it up, normally it's right underneath your dinette. You have to open up those cupboards and really reach in there. This gives you another access point so you can store all your cables and whatnot up here. So power cords or anything else you might need when you want to store on the outside. So right over here is our last storage bank. So you open up this door and oh my goodness.
I just had to get in here and see if I can fit, and I can, so it's got to be, it's Fat Guy approved.
You're coming for my job, man.
But I see a lot of other switches and mechanisms over here, so we got to go through this because I see some things that are definitely unique.
Absolutely. So just like the other side, being able to control that awning, you're able to control the slide from right here. So you can bring the slide in or out. So if you're real close to a tree or something on the campground, you can bring that in or out from here. Gives you a lot less headaches, you know, not having to be able to see where the slide's going. You'll also see the mixer here, which we were talking about with all the spray ports, which you'll have another one right here. It also comes prepped with a tire pressure monitoring system. So that's going to be right over here. All you have to do is buy the kit, hook it up, and you're good to go. So it's very nice to have that on board on all of the Deltas.
And you got your cable satellite hookup here. You've got your water pump here, another AC outlet, which is awesome, and then your battery kill switch, which is right here. So you guys going to help me get out here? Because this is going to be kind of tough. All right, see ya. I made it out safely. Thank goodness.
All right, so lastly, I always like to bring out the features on the outside, also including the jacks. So it is an option to have electronic self-leveling on the Anya Delta, but right now it's going to come with the cranks. The nice thing is we angled them outward, so that way you can have a drill bit, you stick that on there, you drill it, and it'll come down pretty quickly. But if you still want the option to have the electronic self-leveling, then you're able to do that as well.
Yeah, I think that's really awesome because one is it just gives you that self-leveling, but two is I've seen in the campground sometimes people take out their impact wrench or whatnot to put their stabilizer jacks down and they're out of battery. So now they've got to wait for the battery to get recharged before they do that, unless they plan ahead. And if you're a plan aheader, then that's awesome.
The Delta does come equipped standard with a 200-watt panel, which will help run that refrigerator as well as the 12-volt lights, and can bring your slide in or out when your battery is charged.
Got it. So that comes on top standard, and then obviously, you know, we'll get the standard single battery in this 20-pound propane tank, so plenty capacity. We have two 30-pounders on our Paradigm, and we can run for weeks. I mean, literally, unless we run the furnace. The furnace does take more propane, but just, you know, regular cooking inside outside, it just lasts for weeks. So we're good with that. And then, of course, you got to have a power jack because we don't want to be cranking anything.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so that covers it. So I know there's going to be some more floor plans coming out from Alliance, and then we'll definitely keep you posted on those as they come out. But we had looked at a floor plan similar to this years ago, and we just think this is a great floor plan for people doing, you know, maybe a week trip, you know, long weekends, or maybe just maybe a month or so. And I think it definitely is a suitable plan. So I like the lights here too, because we have just in the Paradigm, we have one light on the top, and then you have two lights here, which is
this is a one big strip that's going to come right where you're hooking it up. So you also have the light that's up there, but you also have one closer to where you're actually hooking up to the truck. So it gives you a little more visual help.
Yeah, this is awesome. I think a combination of just some of the interior features that we talked about that are unique, the drop frame, having that amount of storage, and we wish we could have showed you the Greystone. It was here. I guarantee it was here. I think taking that and then removing that from the underside garage just gives you that much more capacity, plus the capability of having a grill and a grill at the same time. So think it's going to be a winner. Chandler, thank you so
Hey,
much for coming
pleasure.
out and working with us. And so you guys can find more information on the Alliance website. We'll put a link down below. And yeah, I think you guys will like it. Check it out.
See you guys.